not going down?
There's nothing.
Okay.
You're trying to put some more power to the runner. Keep that
Okay.
you should be tired out. Maybe you just force it in and let them. Otherwise, you're going to
Can we just leave this up here? Because I'm not running power up there.
This is tape. Take it together. Make it nice and neat.
Thank you. From Seaford High School, this is Long Island Lutheran Crusaders boys lacrosse here on LI Sports Network. Today, LuHi taking on the Seaford Vikings. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to LuHi Lacrosse. I'm Peter Schwartz, and we've got a good one for you today. The LuHi Crusaders coming in with a record of 4-1, and they will take on a undefeated Seaford Vikings team with a record of 4-0. So a great matchup here this afternoon. As we look out on the field right now, the coin toss taking place. Seaford in their home white uniforms with their green shorts. And you've got LuHi in their visiting all black uniforms. They should be going left to right here in the opening quarter. Of course, when you look at LuHi, you look no further than their two outstanding players, Charlie Capiabato, formerly a member of the Garden City Thunder club team as well, and an 8th grader playing for LuHi, and also Will Santella, a long stick midfielder. He is one of 2 players on LuHi from right here in Seaford. Also, Jack Montagano, their Fogo, is from Seaford as well. Matt Caputo, a 2-year captain, leads the attack for LuHi. For Seaford, another outstanding team. In goal, Joel Uzheimer, a big surprise last year as an 11th grader, and now in his senior year. And you also look at James McHugh, and former News 12 scholar athlete, one of the best all-around players on the team, and an all-Long Island running back as far as football is concerned. We are moments away from the start. Mentioned Alzheimer, the goalie for Seaford, and of course for LuHi, it's Rocco Sergio, number 29 from Lake Grove, New York. He's headed for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy next year. And now we have the players out on the field getting the final instructions from the officials assigned to the game. A beautiful late Tuesday afternoon here in Seaford. It's a bit windy, but given the back and forth weather we've had here on Long Island recently, you certainly take an afternoon like this, and great conditions and a turf field, and we are set to go. Again, Long Island Lutheran head coach Mike O'Reilly, they come in with a record of 4-1, Seaford 4-0, and they are led by head coach Brian Horner. Seaford has a couple of players that have been on that were on the Newsday Top 100 list. Among them, Cameron Connolly and John Rauchi. So we'll keep an eye on them as well. And it looks like we are moments away from getting underway. Rocco Sergio heading down to the goal to our left, and Joe Olsheimer heading down to the goal to our right. Jack Montagano and Kyle Stark will handle the face-off duties for their respective teams this afternoon into this evening. And they are out at the face-off dot right now as we are just moments away from the start of what should be a great matchup here on LI Sports Network. And you see them battle, two good ones. Ball still loose, and Seaford comes away with the loose ball. They'll have it first here, going right to left on your TV screen. There's Cameron Connolly handling it down in the corner. Connolly getting it back. In front, there's a shot, and the save by Sergio. And LuHi on it for the first time in the game. It's Matt Caputo, two-year captain. Number 13. Mavlios back to Caputo. Caputo trying to make a move. And there's a shot that goes out of play. It'll stay with LuHi. 10.5 minutes to go, a scoreless quarter. Here's another shot that goes wide of the mark. It'll stay with the Crusaders. Banasinski moves down the right side. Took a bump from Steck. Now the ball goes behind the net. Errant pass right there is going to kick back towards the midfield line, but the Crusaders will hang on. Still no score, inside of 10 minutes to go. Sam Stewart. Our first look at Charlie Capiabato. Amazing 8th grader to have the ability that he has to be on the varsity program here for LuHi. There's a shot that goes out of bounds, and I'll stay with the Crusaders. Both teams very patient so far here in the early going. 9:30 to go, and a scoreless game. Banasinski. Ball's knocked away. And the goaltender, Joe Olsheimer. And here come the Vikings. A.J. Barone with a shot that goes behind the net. James McHugh, News 12 scholar athlete, and a running back on the Seaford football team. Here's Cameron Connolly on the left side. Now McHugh holding it. Takes a bump. Connolly takes it behind the net. Shot right on by Rauchi. And the save by Sergio. And the Crusaders have it back. Still scoreless. Coming up on 8 minutes to go in this first quarter. Krudis. Pass in front. Score for the Crusaders. Nick Limburg took the feed. And it's 1-0 LuHi with 8:01 to go in this opening quarter. Great pass in front, wide open. And a nice shot. Plays attack and midfield. Limburg, a 10th grader. And he gives the Crusaders the 1-0 lead here in the first quarter. Off the draw. We've got a violation. It'll be Seaford ball. Anthony Monroe takes it down the right side. So Seaford at home down 1-0. Navin has it knocked away. And a loose ball picked up by LuHi. And here come the Crusaders with a 1-0 lead. Sergio, the goaltender, in behind his net, now out in front. And here comes LuHi, across the midfield stripe, and they'll go back to work again. Matt Caputo, 5'10", 160. Now Sam Stewart. Capiabato leaves for Caputo. Caputo falls, gets back up, gets the shot away, and the save by Olsheimer. And now Seaford down 1-0 with the ball. A.J. Barone down the slot, fires one wide of the mark, and it'll stay with the Vikings. A.J. Barone, a starter since his freshman year, also a member of the Newsday Top 100 and an All-County selection last year. So one of many great players you're seeing on the field here today at Seaford High School. And Barone cradles, sends it towards the net, deflected. Sergio couldn't get it, but there's a foul on Seaford. Now LuHi's got it back. A 1-0 lead for the Crusaders. Matt Caputo. Caputo finding Meyerhofer. Now loose ball, and it's picked up by Seaford. Thomas Kofod. Nice steal. That's what he does best. Seaford works it around. There's a shot over top of the net by Cameron Connolly. A correction, that was John Rauchi who took that shot. Rauchi also a starter since his freshman year for the Seaford team. There's a shot along the ground, ripped by Barone. And he'll stay with the Vikings. Connolly. Connolly just looking around. Finally, he's able to get around Leeson. Monroe to the far side, Barone. His shot goes wide. It'll stay with the Vikings. A good defense being played by the Crusaders here. McHugh to Monroe. And now Barone. Barone throws it in front. Sergio couldn't get it. The goaltender, it's loose on the side of the cage. Scrum and a whistle. And it's going to stay with Seaford. Four and a half minutes to go in the first quarter. 1-0 LuHi. And the goal from Nick Lindberg is Connolly. An idea about going towards the net, pulled it back. Now behind the net. Here's Barone. Fires one out off the cage. Comes back up. Seaford still with it. Monroe behind the net. Seaford came so close to tying this game. Look like it may have rang off the crossbar. Now the ball finds its way all the way back to the Seaford end. It'll now be LuHi ball. Here's Caputo. Comes right in. Fires one. And it'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Crusaders. But Caputo had a great chance right there. Olsheimer may have gotten a piece of it. Ball trickles out of bounds. It'll stay with LuHi. Stewart on the right side. Caputo. Caputo took a whack from Ludesdorff. Now the ball's going to come all the way back towards midfield. Let's see who comes up with it. And it's going to be Seaford ball, and they quickly move it into transition. Raucci will leave it for Connolly. And we've got a whistle and a timeout, so we'll step aside for a moment. 3:15 to go in the first quarter. It's LuHi 1, Seaford nothing on the LI Sports Network. Yeah. Santella? He is 23. Hey, they have a 4 out there, and I didn't see a 4 on the roster. Unless I messed up. Nope, they do. That's my bad. I'm sorry. Stupid me. Seaford High School, LuHi 1, Seaford nothing, and after the timeout, it'll be Seaford ball. James McHugh will put it into play for the Vikings. Took a whack from Santella. Now here's Barone. Barone speeds down the right side, throws it in front. There's a shot, a save by Sergio. And a shot down low by Monroe. Now Monroe up high. McHugh and Monroe playing pitch and catch. Now into the corner for Connolly. Connolly guarded closely by Rather. Now, Connolly tried to swing it in front, had nowhere to go. Now the pass in front, there's a shot. Sergio the save. It looked like they were feeding it in front for Connolly. And now we've got a whistle. That was Barone who took that shot in front. And the ball will stay with Seaford. Still 1-0 LuHi on the Nick Limburg goal. Seaford being very, very patient here. Connolly, guarded by Vigiani. Pass into the slot, knocked away, and recovered nicely by Monroe. Keeps it with the Vikings. Barone fires one and he scores, and the game is tied at 1. A.J. Barone rips one past Sergio. A great shot. And less than 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We are tied at 1. And now Stark and Montagano for just the third time today, opening face-off and the 2 goals. And Montagano almost had it right there, still loose. And it's kicks back towards the middle of the field, and Seaford's got it. Monroe. Whack from behind by Daniel Barone. Now here's AJ. McHugh behind the net. They throw it in front. They're looking for Monroe. And now the ball comes out. And it's LuHi. Here come the Crusaders. Vigiani feeds it to the far side, and the shot is wide, but it'll stay with the Crusaders. John Vigiani, a junior midfielder, trying to create something from defense to offense, but LuHi still with it. Caputo. In front, shot, score! Caputo feeding Ryan Crudis, number 22. And LuHi grabs the 2-1 lead. So we saw the speed in transition to get LuHi down into the offensive end. A shot goes out of bounds. They put it into play, and a great passing play to get Crudis that shot. 10th grader with his first of the day. 2-1 for LuHi here with less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Off the draw, ball bounces around. Ball won't go down for any of these Fogos. Finally, Seaford comes away with it. Kofod to Connolly. Back to Kofod. Here's a shot and a save by Sergio. And now Crudis, the goal scorer. Coming straight down, fakes a shot. Gets it to Caputo. Caputo try to dodge. And we've got a timeout with 21 seconds to go in this first quarter. Now, it does say 21 seconds, so you wonder if they are keeping the official time on the field. Clock still shows 24 seconds. LuHi with the 2-1 lead on goals by Ryan Crudis and Nick Limburg. And A.J. Barone scoring the goal for Seaford. Who has been a very, very, as we expected, competitive, tight game. Both teams very, very patient. And when you look at these two teams, they know each other. There's a lot of the players on both of these teams play club lacrosse with and against each other. So when LuHi maps out a non-conference schedule like they do, there's a good familiarity with the players on this team. And that's how LuHi will get into the States. They will have to go the play-in route at the end of the season because they do not belong to a conference. So they play a very, very difficult non-conference schedule throughout the season. And they will have to play a play-in game to get into the state playoff. So after the timeout, 24 seconds to go in this first quarter of play, 2-1 in favor of LuHi. Matt Caputo will put it back into play on the near side. And we are back in business here. Caputo goes up top to Meyerhofer. Now Caputo's got it back. Caputo with a left-handed shot into the high slot. Fires one right on, and Olsheimer makes the save. 7 seconds to go in the quarter. There's a long pass downfield. Heading down is Rauchi in front. Pass does not connect, and we have reached the end of the first quarter here at Seaford High School with the score LuHi 2, Seaford 1. You are watching LuHi Lacrosse on the LI Sports Network. Peter Schwartz back at Seaford High School in Seaford, New York, here in Nassau County on Long Island. We head to quarter number 2. LuHi leading Seaford by a score of 2-1. Recap that first quarter. Nick Limberg and Ryan Krudis with the LuHi goals, and A.J. Barone scoring what was at the time the equalizer before Krudis put LuHi back on top 2-1. So now they'll switch sides. LuHi will go from right to left here in quarter number 2, and Seaford from left to right. Ball loose off the draw, still loose, and bounces up in the air and picked up by Robbie Barrera. From Levittown, a hard worker, plays for the Long Island Hitmen Club program. And now Seaford on the loose ball, bringing it right back down. Kofod gets it down. And there's a pass in front. And a shot on the side of the cage. LuHi is able to avoid giving up a goal there, and they move it quickly back the other way. Now the Crusaders setting it up as they go right to left here in quarter number 2. Sam Stewart, middle of the field. Stewart and Krudis back and forth. Stewart circles into the corner. Up top for Banasinski. There's a shot that's deflected over the goal and out of play. A shot by Krudis. And hit a Seaford stick. Feet in front. And Seaford came away with it momentarily, but the Crusaders get it back, still loose. A ground ball is picked up by Seaford. Kofod with the ground ball comes straight down. Feeds it near side to Nevin. And front, and a shot by Kofod. That's a save by Sergio. And A.J. Barone tracks it down for the Vikings on the far side, and they'll reset. Inside of 10 minutes to go. First half, 2-1 LuHi. Seaford looking for the equalizer. A.J. Barone far side to Monroe. Down to McHugh. In behind the goal. In front. Shot. Score! John Rauchi ties it up for Seaford. And we are deadlocked at 2. Rauchi, a starter since his freshman year, a member of the Newsday Top 100, and a commit to St. Leo. And that ties the game at 2-2. Great pass and a great finish. Stark for Seaford on the draw, and Montagano for LuHi. Ball squirts loose. And both teams continue to have trouble picking up the ground balls off the faceoffs, but this time Seaford finally does come away with it as Stark picked up his own faceoff. Here's a shot, score! And Seaford takes the lead on a goal by Cameron Connolly. Connolly just in the high slot fires one on goal, and it gets past Sergio, and it's 3-2 for Seaford. Nice overhand shot that beats the goaltender Sergio. And for the first time today, Seaford has the lead at 3-2. And again, Montagano and Stark on the draw. A face-off win for Stark. Got it up in the air and back to his wingman, and that's A.J. Barone. Barone takes a hit from behind, throws it behind the net, heads towards the crease, but Seaford slows it down and work their offense. 2 straight goals for the Vikings to take a 3-2 lead. LuHi trying to hold them right there. Monroe down the slot. Shot is wide. I'm going to say that was not a shot, but a pass. And it's going to be LuHi ball. Or maybe LuHi was closer to it. Vigiani up the middle of the field, cuts to his right, tries to escape 2 defenders, and called for warding. And Seaford takes it right back. Shot off the side of the net and kicks out of bounds. It'll stay with the Vikings. Navin tracking it down in the corner. Now in behind the goal. Monroe to Rauchi, who's got a goal. Rauchi swings away from a check, tries to get it to A.J. Barone. Ball flies up in the air, and it's picked up by Vigiani. Throws it towards the middle of the field, doesn't connect with anyone, and Seaford maintains possession. McHugh right down the middle to the far side. Shot, score! It's Connolly again. And Connolly's got his second goal of the game, and Seaford takes a 4-2 lead. Take a look at it again. All alone on the far side. 4-2 now for Seaford. They've scored 3 straight goals. They were down 2-1, and they are now up 4-2. Montagano and Stark again. And this time LuHi comes away with it. That's Crudis who picked it up. To Caputo. Now LuHi looking to cut this Seaford lead in half. 4-2, the Vikings lead. In front shot, there's a great save by Olsheimer in front. And the Vikings, Schiller gets it across the midfield line, and the Vikings back in business. Pass up top, shot over top of the net, ripped by A.J. Barone. It'll stay with the Vikings. Raucci behind the net. Seaford comes into this game 4-0. And they have the 4-2 lead. Behind the net is Connolly, who's got 2 goals today. James McHugh behind the net for Connolly. Try to feed in front for Navin. There's a shot by A.J. Barone. It's right on, and Sergio makes the save. And the Crusaders with Crudis. The shot goes out of bounds. It'll stay with LuHi. Here's Capiabato. A great kid, Garden City Thunder club player on this varsity team as an 8th grader. Here's a shot and a save by Olsheimer. Seaford has just shut this down defensively. We've lost the scoreboard here at Seaford High School. It is 4-2, and now make it 5-2. And that was Monroe who scores the goal. And it extends to a 5-2 Seaford lead. Monroe, big, strong, fast midfielder, a starter last year as a junior. He's committed to pace. So again, we've lost the scoreboard here at Seaford High School, and we'll see if they get it back. So the clock that you're seeing on our screen may not necessarily be the actual time remaining. And now the scoreboard is back with 5:50 on the clock. And just like that, Michael Brown fixes everything. He does try. Yes, he does. So the scoreboard's back on. 5-2, Seaford on top. And off the draw, a clean win for Stark. And we've got flags down. So a delayed penalty call here on LuHi. A.J. Barone throws it to the far side for Raucci. Here's Connolly. A.J. Barone down the right side. In front, backhanded shot by Raucci. Goes wide of the mark. Picked up before it goes out of bounds. So Seaford still with the delayed man advantage Here's a shot that goes over the top of that, out of bounds, and now we will have the penalty call on LuHi. Looks like that was Jimmy Rather who's going off. Seaford, man up here. A.J. Barone, right side to Monroe. Now to Connolly behind the goal. And Seaford just works it around. It's Connolly again. Side of the net. Ball hits the ground. They get it back. Here's Connolly behind the net. Shot by Barone. Whistles wide. It'll stay with the Vikings. Here's Connolly up top. Barone fires one wide of the mark, but it'll stay with Seaford as McHugh tracks it down behind the goal. There's a shot, a goal! And Seaford's rolling now with a 6-2 lead on the goal by John Raucci, his second of the game. He just ripped that one, as Sergio really had no chance. So now Connolly and Raucci each have 2 for Seaford, and they've got the 4-goal advantage now with 4:13 to go in this second quarter. 5 straight goals for Seaford. Off the draw, loose ball picked up by Meyerhofer. Now Capiabato. Lindbergh fires it to the far side. Here's Krudis. Krudis tries the right side. Seaford clogging up the middle of the field very, very well. Here's a shot to score! And LuHi gets one back. That's Nick Lindbergh with his second goal of the game. And it's 6-3. Nick Lindbergh, the sophomore, 10th grader. He's got 2. And LuHi back in business. It's now 6-3. Off the draw. Ball still loose, and LuHi picks it up. And there's a shot that goes off the goalpost. Are they going to say that was in? No, that was in. Banasinski looks like he's the one who's going to get credit for the goal. Let's see. Right off the draw. And they say that the ball goes in. And it is Ryan Banasinski. 2 straight goals now for the Crusaders. Right back in this one, 6-4. It looked at first like the ball rang off the goalpost. The referee came right over and put his hands up, said it was a goal. So Ryan Banasinski, a 10th grade attack man. Here's Kofod for Seaford. Now McHugh. Here's Connolly. Seaford had scored 5 straight goals, and now LuHi has come back with 2 in a row of their own. Winding down the second quarter, 2:43 until halftime. Connolly. Get around Cruz. There's a shot, score! Monroe fires one for his second of the game. And Seaford extends to a 7-4 lead. That was just a powerful shot from just inside what would be the 25-yard line of football. Powerful shot by Anthony Monroe. I mentioned before, he's off the pace in the fall, committed to Pace University. Off the face-off again, bouncing ball to the far side, goes out of bounds. And let's see. It'll be Seaford. Whistle. And let's see, did he step? He may have stepped on the sideline on the far side, so LuHi gets it right back. Here's Lindbergh. Give it back to Capiabato, dropped it, picked it up. Here's a shot and a save there by Olsheimer. Might have gotten a piece of the pipe as well. And here come the Vikings back the other way. Eric Schiller picks it up right down the middle. Stops. Now gets it back. And we've got a whistle and a timeout called by Seaford. 1:40 to go in the second quarter. The score, Seaford 7, LuHi 4. You're watching the LI Sports Network. Now 1:33 to go in the second quarter. 7-4 Seaford. McHugh behind the goal. Comes out in front. Now goes up top to Navin. Monroe. Got 2 goals in the game. Spins away from a check. Comes in, fires one, wide of the mark, goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Seaford. Here's Raucci. He's got 2 goals. Raucci out in front. Fires one wide of the mark, and Connolly is there to keep the ball in possession of Seaford with 55.3 on the clock. Connolly hit from behind. We got a penalty coming up here on LuHi. It's going to be a penalty on the Crusaders. There's a shot right on. Ball kicks off to the side, but we're going to have a a penalty here with 41 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's going to be on LuHi. So a chance here for Seaford with the man advantage to extend their lead before halftime. Here's Connolly up top. Monroe. Patient. The Vikings are. They move it around, fire a shot that goes wide. And they'll stay with Seaford. 24 seconds on the clock in the second quarter. Down to 20 seconds. In front. Lost the ball. 14 seconds. Another foul, another penalty coming up on LuHi. A.J. Barone tried to fire it. Ball came out of his stick with 7 seconds left. And LuHi will be down a couple. Seven seconds to go in the second quarter. Let's see if Seaford can take advantage here. 4 seconds. And they're just going to let the clock run out. So we've reached the end of the first half. A back and forth first half. And the Vikings of Seaford leading the LuHi Crusaders after 2 quarters by a score of 7-4. We'll be back in a few moments to recap the first half and get you set for the start of the third quarter. You're watching LuHi Boys Lacrosse on the LI Sports Network. Back for the third quarter here at Seaford High School. No face-off because Seaford's on the man advantage to start the third quarter, going right to left here in quarter number 3. Seaford with that 7-4 lead. Up top, shot by McHugh is a goal. James McHugh scores for the first time today, and now the Vikings take an 8-4 lead over the Crusaders. Look at it again. Good shot, beats Sergio. Pumps his fist, and 18 seconds into the quarter, man advantage goal for Seaford, and they lead this one 8-4. Again, McHugh also plays football for Seaford. Very smart, competitive, and he's going to go play football at Wesleyan this fall. So LuHi with a mountain to climb here, down by 4 early on in the third quarter. Off the draw, it's Seaford with it off the face-off violation. Here's a shot by Barone, he scores. A.J. Barone gets his second of the day. And 31 seconds into the third quarter, Seaford has scored twice to extend to a 9-4 lead. A good shot. Just a little quick step after he scores. So 9-4 Seaford. The mountain just got a little higher for LuHi. Face-off win for Stark. Here's Connolly. He's looking for a hat trick. There's a shot over top of the net. Whistles high over top of the net. Rouchy was also looking for the hat trick. Ball stays with Seaford. Rouchy. Connolly. Connolly gets it back. Spins away. Nice pass in front, shot, score! And Anthony Monroe caps the hat trick for him, and that makes it 10-4. Great feed, Monroe coming right down the slot. And that's 3 goals on the day for Anthony Monroe. And it's been all Seaford here in the third quarter. A minute 8 in, they've scored 3 times, and they've exploded to a 10-4 lead. Off the draw. LuHi wins it this time. Here's Meyerhofer. Bothered, is able to feed it to Banasinski. Now Banasinski, right side, now up top. Krudis, and now Caputo. Now LuHi needs a goal on this possession in the worst way. Matt Caputo, slowly down the right side. Now the Crusaders working around. Here's Stewart. Now Caputo again. See what Matt Caputo can do here. High slot. Fires one, and he scores! Matt Caputo cuts the lead to 10-5. Now Matt Caputo firing one past Joe Olsheimer, And with less than 10 minutes to go in the third, LuHi needed that one badly. 10-5 now, Seaford on top. A big face-off here for Montagano. Try and get LuHi another possession. Montagano and Stark. And we've got a flag down as, let's see, LuHi grabbed it, but we've got a whistle. Let's see what the flag is. I think Sam Stewart, or he's just going off. And walking off and sitting down. Let's see, that's Caputo. Is he going to get called for the foul? Referee comes back to pick it up. It's going to be on LuHi. Looks like it might have been on Caputo on the face-off. So Seaford will be man up and already with a 5-goal advantage. Let's see. Still waiting for them to put the ball back into play. It looks like there's a penalty on both teams. And it looks like Thomas Kofod. So maybe they got Kofod and Caputo together. And let's see, it's going to be LuHi ball. So coincidental penalties on both teams. And it's LuHi with the ball down 5. Vanasinski. Vanasinski takes it side of the net. Tries to spin away. Gets towards the net. Fires one off the side of the cage. LuHi comes away with it. We've got a whistle and a push. It's going to be on LuHi. It'll be Seaford ball. Here come the Vikings of Seaford High School. Here's Connolly. Out of McHugh. And out of A.J. Barone. Barone's got 2 goals today. Pass in front and a shot and a save. Ball trickles back out. And LuHi comes away with it. And it's Vigiani. Now side of the cage to Banasinski. Now LuHi will set it up here. Down by 5, coming up on 8.5 minutes to go third quarter. Caputo holds it, now fires it to the far side. It's Krutis. Now side of the net. Krutis to Meyerhofer. And now here's Caputo. Caputo. Way up high. Goes far side. There's a shot that goes wide by Sam Stewart. Good shot, but just missed the target. It'll stay with LuHi. Exactly 8 minutes left, third quarter. And let's see, we've got another whistle away from the ball. But it'll stay with the Crusaders. Lindbergh. Now here's Stewart. Oh, Caputo missed it. An errant pass. But Caputo was able to run it down on the sideline. Nice play. Caputo to the far side. Now up top, Stewart fires one. Deflected. And Seaford back the other way. Quickly. In front, shot, score! John Rauchi completes the hat trick, his third of the game. And Seaford goes up 11-5. by Seaford. Got that ball down quickly. And wide open in front for Rauchi. And he buries it. 11-5 Seaford. A quick start to the third quarter for Seaford with 3 quick goals. LuHi has not been able to recover just yet, getting just one back and giving up that 11th goal just moments ago. So hat tricks for Monroe and Rauchi for Seaford so far today. Off the face-off, ball high up in the air, comes down. And still loose. Ball still bouncing around, but finally it's Will Santella, the long stick midfielder for LuHi, who gets it down the field, and here come the Crusaders. And double whacks there as Stewart had the ball dislodged. Jake Anzalone was in on that play, and now we've got another flag down. Jake Anzalone tried to get it down the field. Looks like LuHi is going to be down a man again. Jake Anzalone, a starter in 2021 as a freshman. Very aggressive and smart player for the Seaford team. And he draws the penalty. So another man-up situation here for Seaford, already up 11-5. A.J. Barone. Up top, Connolly. Back to Barone. Fires one, saved by Sergio. Ball squirts off to the far side. And Seaford still with it. Connolly. Barone. Here's a shot, score! John Rauchi with his 4th goal of the game. A man-up goal makes it 12-5. Great passing here by Seaford as they work it around. And they find Rauchi. And Rauchi just fires one up high. With 7-4 Seaford at halftime, and they have outscored LuHi 5-1 here in this third quarter. Still a really nice early evening here on Long Island. Still relatively warm. The wind has died down a little bit. It was a little windier at the opening face-off. Just a really, really gorgeous day for lacrosse. Off the draw, the ball is kicked. Another flag is down. LuHi is going to go to the man up. Delay penalty here on Seaford right off the draw. Crusaders down by 7 goals. They're going to go man up unless they score here. Banasinski's got a goal in the game. Gives it to Krutis, who also has a goal. Dropped it, picks it up. Continues to take a whack from Anzalone. Now in the corner there is Caputo. Caputo behind the net, guarded by Kofod. Caputo tries to get out in front. Pass does not connect. Goes towards the far side and picked up there by Banasinski. LuHi still with the ball. Stewart throws it in front, and the ball is touched up, and we will finally have the delayed penalty here on Seaford. And the penalty looks like it was on Thomas Kofod. LuHi to the man-up situation. Caputo will start it. Up top to Lindbergh. Stewart. Shot from the far side goes wide of the mark. It'll stay with the Crusaders. Lindbergh. Stewart. Lindbergh again. Caputo. Down low. Banasinski brings it back out. And there's a pass in front. Score! What a pretty play. And a man-up goal scored by Danny Rooney, an 8th grader, midfielder, man-up goal. And just great passing. And then Rooney buries it. 12-6 is the Seaford lead now.
Let's get it back, get it back. Come on, Kyle, need it, Kyle.
Oh, comeback's got to start somewhere. Man-up goal by LuHi. Stemmed the tide a little bit, but Stark wins the ensuing draw. And now Barone, right down the middle. A lot of room, fires a shot. Sergio makes the save. And the Crusaders back the other way. Hard hit there. LuHi maintaining possession. Stewart's got it on the far side. Danny Rooney, who just scored, back out there again. He's got the ball. Rooney throws it off into the corner. Banasinski. Sorry, that's Meyerhofer. Rooney. LuHi very patient here as we approach 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Meyerhofer to Krudis. And now Caputo. Let's see if he can work some magic. Caputo spins around, fires one right on. The save by Olsheimer. And he fires one down the middle of the field. Ball bounces and picked up by nobody just yet. Ball heads towards the sideline, and it is picked up by Rauchi. And now Seaford with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. They have it back. Connolly on the left side. There's an errant pass that comes back to the middle of the field. It's picked up by Capiabato. Here comes LuHi, fires a shot wide of the mark. But it'll stay with the Crusaders. So an errant pass by Seaford leads to a LuHi opportunity, and they maintain possession. Caputo on the near side will start it out. Caputo spins away from a check to the high slot. Still with it. Oh, what a great dodge. He scores! What a great move by Matt Caputo for his second goal of the game. Spun away from, looked to be at least 3 different checks. Talking about working magic. Look at that move. Comes in, fires a shot. Well, that's a great play by Caputo. And that makes it 12-7. It's never over in lacrosse. Just never is. And off the draw, violation on Seaford. And LuHi will have it. Seaford has given up back-to-back goals, and there's a hit from behind. It'll stay with LuHi. Surprised there wasn't a flag there. And the Crusaders looking for their third straight goal. There's a shot that goes wide. Lindbergh behind the net was there to retain possession. Coming up on 2 minutes. Here's Danny Rooney. Rooney down the right side. In behind the goal. Now Sam Stewart on it there for the Crusaders. Up top to Krutis. There's Meyerhofer. And LuHi now down to 1.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Still working it around. Krutis. Shot goes wide of the mark. And let's see. They will retain possession. LuHi will keep it. 1:29. So the Crusaders showing a little life here towards the latter part of the third quarter. Ball pops loose. Seaford comes away with it. Turnover by LuHi. And Seaford's got it. Coming up on 1:10. Here's Connolly. Fires one. There's a save by Sergio. Nice save. And another turnover. And Seaford's got it. And they will call a timeout to talk it over. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Seaford 12. LuHi 7 on the LI Sports Network. Peter Schwartz back at Seaford High School. A minute to go, third quarter. And it'll be Seaford ball off the turnover after the timeout. 12-7. Vikings on top of LuHi. Now let's see if Seaford tacks another one on here or LuHi can hold on here and just go to the fourth quarter down by 5. Connolly to McHugh. And now here's A.J. Barone down the right side. In front, shot by Navin is a save by Sergio. And maybe one chance here for LuHi. They come storming down the field with 30 seconds to go. Shot is a save there. Alzheimer kicked it out 20 seconds to go. And now maybe Seaford's got one last chance here. 10 seconds. Barone down the middle, fires one wide. It'll stay with Seaford with 8.5 seconds. Still some time here for the Vikings. Clock just ticked down to 7.3. Connolly behind the goal. In front, shot is deflected. Comes to the near side, loose ball, and that's the way the third quarter will end. Oh, and we've got some pushing and a foul, a late foul, and a penalty. Looks like it's upcoming on LuHi as we will head to the fourth quarter. The score after 3, Seaford 12, LuHi 7 on the LI Sports Network.
Trust me, I'll pay.
You know Jimmy's charging a double.
You're the reason why it's sticking around, Dawn. You're the reason why Winter
May 1st.
Forever.
How do you with me? May 1st, we'll consider giving up July.
The both is. The both is. Hey, the sun's still out over here. It's fine. And then it comes back in August. It's back out. And then next week, it's too hot. I don't want it.
I never say it's so high. Never. Those words don't come out. They don't come out.
Be smart, boys. Be smart.
Peter Schwartz back at Seaford High School. We head to the fourth quarter, 12-7 Seaford. And a man up after the late penalty to end the third quarter on LuHi. Connolly on the right side of Monroe. Now in a little deeper to McGew, and they whip the ball back around. Barone. Monroe. Now Connolly will take it behind the cage. The Seaford in no particular hurry. They've got the 5-goal lead here in the fourth quarter. Of course, they'd love to score, but taking some time off the clock is even better. Here's a shot by Barone, and he lost his stick. The ball goes over the back line of the Seaford ball, but the ball flew out of the stick flew out of the hands of A.J. Barone. He's got it back. Now he's got the ball. Fires one, it's deflected, and out of bounds. It's going to be LuHi ball. John Vigiani will start it out for LuHi. See if LuHi can creep a little closer here. Yano is tight roping the sideline. Now the Crusaders trying to get it set up here. Sam Stewart on the far side. Now here's Caputo. And now Danny Rooney. Rooney's got a goal in the game. Now LuHi very deliberate here. They're down by 5. I think Rooney might be getting some direction from the sideline here, what to do. He's just holding. And now LuHi sets their offense in motion as Rooney heads towards the cage. Here's Meyerhofer. Meyerhofer gets it back. Left side here was Stewart. Now Banasinski on the far side. Behind the goal. Pass up top. Stewart moving in. Throws it into the corner to nobody. And a good defense there by the Seaford. They force the turnover. They get the ball back. There's a pass in the middle of the field. It's deflected. Seaford able to hold on. Monroe fights off a check from behind. Now to Navin. Navin spins away from Crudis Santella. Now up top. Here's McHugh. And now Monroe. And again, Seaford. Again, they're in no hurry. They're up by 5. There's a shot over top of the net. That was Connolly. That was Raucci. Here's Connolly behind the goal. Connolly with a spin move. In front, fires one. Saved by Sergio. Behind the net now. Navin's got it. To Raucci. Is Navin behind the goal. In front. There's a shot saved by Sergio. Connolly ripped one, and Sergio up to the task. Back on the Crusaders. Going to cut this to a 4-goal lead for Seaford. Lindbergh. Here's Barbarino. Logan Barbarino, an 11th grade midfielder. Out there for LuHi. Here's Sam Stewart. Now Crudis. Back to Stewart. Stewart moves in. Now throws it behind. Here's Crudis. And here's Caputo. Caputo looking, firing, and he scores! Somehow it snuck in there past Anzalone. Matt Caputo completes the hat trick. I'll have to take a look at that one again. And it just beat Olsheimer short side. Found just enough room inside the post. And it's 12-8. And here's a change for LuHi as it's Meyerhofer taking the face-off here. Meyerhofer fires it ahead, still loose, and LuHi's got it. No, still loose, bouncing around. They continue to fight for it. Who wants it? It's still loose, and finally Thomas Kofod comes away with it. A.J. Barone right down the middle, lots of room, spins away, knocked down, and LuHi gets the ball back. And the Crusaders looking again to try and cut into this lead. Caputo tried to feed it to Barbarino. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's back over to Seaford with 6:22 left in this fourth and possibly final quarter. Now, LuHi has had a couple opportunities here to get a little bit closer. Now McHugh gets it across the midfield line. Here's Monroe and a Barone. Navin throws it behind the goal to Rauchi. And the Vikings just move it around. Letting a clock tick down. The ball's loose, middle of the field. And LuHi almost came away with it. It's Jack Murphy who picked up that loose ball for the Vikings. There is a penalty marker down on the field. Feed it, front shot, score! Cameron Connolly finishes off the hat trick. That makes it 13-8 on the delayed penalty goal. Boy, you see how the play shifted so quickly there. It looked like LuHi had come away with that steal, but you have to give a lot of credit to that goal to defenseman Jack Murphy, a senior defenseman, strong, smart, physical. He came up to make that play to prevent LuHi from getting that turnover and finishing it off, and he keeps it in play for Seaford, and they wind up coming down and scoring. Real heads-up play, and that's why the scouting report on him is a strong, smart, physical player, senior. And while Connolly gets credit for the goal, and he obviously did shoot and score it, a big assist, even if it's not an official assist, to Jack Murphy. 5.5 minutes to go, and Seaford wins the faceoff. Kofod. And here's Navin on the right side. Seaford scored 5 straight goals in the second quarter, and they led 7-4 at halftime. And then you'll remember they scored 3 very quick goals at the start of the third quarter to blow this one open, and they've really never looked back. Hard hit in front. That was a nice play by Jimmy Rather, defenseman for LuHi, 9th grader. But Seaford maintains possession with 4:40 to go. If the score holds, or the situation holds, Seaford would improve to 5-0. There's a shot that Sergio is able to stop, and LuHi still can't get it back. Monroe on it. Monroe down the slot, in front, shot, score! Great feed, Monroe to Rauchi, and Rauchi's got 5. John Rauchi has 5 goals, and it's 14-8. You'll look at the score and you say, well, they're down by 6. LuHi down by 6. I don't think the 6-goal mark is indicative of the chances that LuHi had in this game to get a little closer. They just couldn't connect on their chances. Seaford did on theirs, and that's why we have a 6-goal game, 14-8. But again, there were 2 spurts for Seaford. A 5-goal spurt in the second quarter and a 3-goal spurt to start the third. And it's 14-8 in favor of the Vikings. Loose ball middle of the field. And it's Krudis for LuHi. Down the slot, fires one, and there's a save by Olsheimer. And Seaford quickly back the other way, but Kofod slows it down. And now here's McHugh on the right side. Kofod goes off. Under 4 minutes. Seaford will improve to 5-0 if this holds up. And LuHi will drop to 4-2. Here's Monroe. And now LuHi off the change of possession. And that ball's going to spin towards the sideline, and the Crusaders able to hold it. Here's Lindbergh on the near side. Lindbergh jump shot, save. And he looks behind him. Olsheimer made the save. He didn't know where it was. Inside of 3 minutes. Come the Vikings. Somebody dropped a stick. The Vikings get it into the offensive zone. We're going to run a little bit more clock there. Here's Navin behind the goal. Connolly has it there in the far corner, spins away nicely, gets behind the net. And again, Seaford just running clock, 2:15. Connolly holding it. Now to the side of the net, and now behind. Connolly taking a whack from O'Toole. Here's McHugh. Now to Rouchy. Rouchy's got 5 goals today. Offensive star for Seaford with 5 goals. Minute and a half, 90 seconds left in the game. And Seaford just working it around, keeping it away from LuHi. Here's A.J. Barone down the slot, bounce shot. Goes wide, out of bounds. It'll stay with Seaford with 1:14 to go. Under a minute. .40 seconds. Feed in front, score! And the icing on the cake for the Vikings as Chris Navin pumps it home for a 15-8 Seaford lead. And that will put the cherry on top of the sundae for the Seaford Vikings here on this Tuesday early evening. Off the draw, LuHi's got it. Let's see if they can get one more. It's Caputo holding it on the far side, 20 seconds. It's a shot, it goes wide. And Lindbergh runs it down. 10 seconds to go. Loose, picked up by Seaford. They fire it down the field, and that's going to do it. The final score, Seaford 15, LuHi 8. Great performance today from Seaford's John Rauchi. He had 5 goals, and Seaford improves to 5-0, while LuHi drops to 4-2. Thanks again for watching today. For our entire crew, I'm Peter Schwartz, reminding you our final score, Seaford 15, LuHi 8. You've been watching the LI